Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elliott Ware. I make a lot of different content here on YouTube just about books, fitness, finance, just different aspects of my life and different interests that I have. And in today's video is going to be another interesting topic, and that's going to be a couple of books that I suggest you should read in 2023. This is going to be another book video because I'm really into reading books, and if you clicked on this video, then I'm sure you are too. And I just think that there are many benefits to reading, and I think reading can really help a lot of people out. It definitely has helped me out since I've started reading more. A lot of different benefits, just as improving my vocabulary, getting better at speaking, and just learning a lot of things just about different concepts about finance, business, historical figures. So there's a lot of benefits to reading, and we're going to be talking about some today just through the different titles that I have for you. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe just to be locked in with all the future content that I have coming in the future, as well as to just check out some of my previous content. I made some book videos in the past, so if you're interested in those, feel free to give those a view too. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you give it a like, as well as comment to any kind of books that you want me to read, or really any kind of videos that you want me to make. But yeah, we can go ahead and get started with our first book. So our first book is going to be Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is one of the first self-help books that I really read. I think this one and The Power of Positive Thinking were the first kind of two books that really propelled me into reading. As far as like my adult life, I've been reading kind of like my whole life, but when I started reading this book and the other book, The Power of Positive Thinking, that really kind of drove me into more of a reading frenzy kind of in my adult life. But anyway, Think and Grow Rich is a great book just about kind of mentally willing and thinking your way to success and the riches, kind of hence the title. But just really good success principles in this book that Napoleon talks about, such as visualization, and that's kind of just visualizing where you're going to see yourself kind of in the future, and then from the visualization standpoint, you can kind of take actionable steps and kind of formulate a plan to kind of get there. But it's important to visualize kind of where you want to be so that you have that North Star of where you want to get you, right? Napoleon Hill also talks about having faith just in oneself, in God, and in the universe, and how faithfulness is very important to just achieving success, because you have to first believe in order to kind of achieve what you want. And I'm really big into faith, trying to have just more faith in myself and my abilities, and kind of just my journey kind of moving forward in the future. And that's something that I gained from this book, and I highly suggest that you just implement in your life as well, kind of being faithful in yourself. In the book, Napoleon Hill talks about just big historical figures over time that have implemented some of the similar concepts in this book, such as Charles Schwab, John D. Rockefeller, Henry Ford, and those were some pretty influential, successful, wealthy business and industrial figures. Implemented the same things as far as thinking and mentally willing, believing themselves to a successful position. I'd recommend this book to anyone who, really just wants to be successful in life and learn more about what it takes from a mental standpoint to really achieve success, and the kind of things you want to think about, really just implement in your life to, get to a more successful position and just achieve the goals that you set for yourself. Our next book is going to be Rich Dad Poor Dad. Is branded the #1 personal finance book. I read this book a while back. I'm probably going to read it again just in 2023 to kind of relearn and kind of re-educate myself with just the really good personal finance tips that Robert Kiyosaki talks about in this book. I made a video of it as well, and if you're interested in that, it should be like right in this corner if you want to give that a look as well. Rich Dad Poor Dad was a really good book that I read just out of wanting to improve my financial situation, learn more about what the rich and wealthy do with their money, and how I can take the same steps to put myself in a better financial situation as well. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki really contrasts, his rich father's mindset versus money versus his poor father's mindset and money, and kind of shows how the differences equate to just the respective father's financial positions. The rich father builds up his asset column, which we all know and we talked about on this channel before. Assets are just things we can put our money into to see passive income and really grow the money over time, such as stocks, ETFs, or real estate, assets, income producing assets that put money back into our pocket. I'm really into finance as well, so this is like the best of both worlds of just a really good book that really teaches you about some good financial principles and concepts. And I highly recommend this book to anyone in 2023 who's just trying to improve their financial position and do better with their money and become more financially stable and financially independent. Okay, so the last book that we're going to be talking about for just this video and that I recommend you read in 2023 is Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Now, we all know who 50 Cent is, you know, the rapper, the TV executive. And in this book, he really dives into just some of the concepts and principles of success that he believes in, and he really puts to work just in his own life and in his own journey. So in the book, he talks about kind of this evolve or die mindset, and that's basically where you kind of have to evolve over time and kind of pivot and adapt, you know, from one thing to the next. And 50 Cent is a really good example of that, kind of going from really a drug dealer at first in his teens to just one of the most successful rappers in hip hop history, and to just kind of having some of the top shows on television. So you can kind of see that kind of evolve or die mindset in real time as he just evolved from kind of project to project and venture to venture. And this is something that, you know, I believe we should implement in our own lives, because you don't want to get stuck in the same rhythm or routine, especially when some things aren't working or it's just time to move on. And you have to understand that if you're going to be successful at some point or another, you're going to have to just adapt and pivot into something else. And that's okay too, because whenever you evolve over time into just, you know, your next project and your next season of life, you take all that knowledge with you, and that's very valuable to just being successful at that next venture. In the book too, 50 Cent talks about kind of learning from our L's and learning from our lessons. And he talks about just certain moments in his rap career where he kind of took a loss, whether it be on albums or money or just, you know what I'm saying, personal things. But he used that as knowledge and really kind of learn from it. And that's something that we can all relate to, just kind of falling short in things in life and kind of making mistakes. But it's important for us to just learn from them and keep moving forward. I'd recommend this to anyone just trying to be better in life, be successful, and achieve the things that they, you know what I'm saying, set for themselves, the different goals that they have in 2023. Or if you just want to just learn from one of the most successful people in entertainment and hip hop industry that's dropping some really good gems just about business, success, and entrepreneurship. All right, guys, that's a wrap on this video. I really appreciate you watching to this point. If you enjoyed it, again, I really appreciate if you gave it a like as well. And be sure to comment too any kind of books that you want me to read or any kind of videos that you may be interested in. As the year goes on and I read more books and stuff like that, I may make a part 2 to this kind of video in the future. So be sure to stay tuned with that if you're interested. Also subscribe too for all the content that I have coming in the future. Again, my name is Elliott Ware. I appreciate you checking out this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.